accounts for all my altars. I just have the everything's under one. It was the only way to keep track of everything. You know, I had to put everything under one thing.
Do they interact with other people?
Oh yeah, all the time, but it depends. In a lot of conversations, even when I'm here with you, talking to you, I'll switch back and forth. I know I do when I'm talking. That's why I constantly sometimes go off for long spans, because they'll feel like there's more information that they want to put in, so they'll come out and finish up conversations for me. And yeah, they're always in the loop. You know what I mean?
Right, right. So you're co-conscious.
Oh yeah, I'm fully co-conscious with them. The only times that it seems to get like difficult is trying to, like I said before, my biggest problem is trying to find which reality is real. You know, I still get confused in that because I do live in separate realities, and I know it. And I can't cohesively put all of them together because one conflicts with the other for some reason, and so it's easier to kind of like separate them completely and just, you know, well, this reality is one thing, this reality is another, you know,
Yeah.
and just live with it.
When Jessica and I had our commitment ceremony, I don't know who I committed to. I don't. I mean, she's got these personalities. Some of them are they're totally different.
And I'm nervous here, because I don't know neither.
You don't know who I committed to?
Well, I don't know who committed to you, and I really don't know who I committed to, but I think you had a really bad Southern voice.
I did.
At one point when Dakota was eating all them cookies.
And she's been here all day. She's been here all day. I've been singing country and western music all day long. I hate country and western music.
Yeah.
Let me get her back in her cage. Come here, Lucy. Where you at? This is like an added bonus for all your viewers right now today. You get to see my baby Lucy. She's always afraid, but I'll put her up to the camera real quick so you guys can all see her and tail up.
Oh. Want one of those, Jess?
Huh?
Want one of those?
I don't.
Huh.
Joey.
What?
What did your cats do with that snake?
What this what?
Do they get along with the snake?
Your cat.
I try to keep them all away from each other as much as I can, so they don't have to be interactive with each other, and usually they just ignore each other. Because she has her own house set up inside her cage and everything, so she's always inside, and when she's outside with me, the other animals don't seem to bother her. You know, really come up to her and bother her. So, yeah.
Well, some of our cats are stupid, so they probably somehow get hurt by the snake.
I worry about it. I always keep my eyes open. I'm always trying to pay attention to where the animals are, especially like the dog. I have a little Cocker Spaniel. He scares me more than anything sometimes because he's going to jump out one time and try to jump at her, and she's going to wrap around him. He's going to be like, what is this? Hold on, let me put her back. Alright, girl.
Jessica, how do you think you're going to do on your job as far as having your altars come and go? You think they will, or you think they'll remain quiet?
I think for the most part, come out a little bit, but for the most part, I can contain it. It's not going to be ridiculously crazy.
You think they'll come out? Probably if you need help with your social anxiety.
Yeah, not do anything that's going to mess anything up.
Yeah.
How long's it been since you've been back to work, Jess?
Well, I've been with Carolyn for 14 years, so I haven't really had a real type of a job like this for that long.
At all?
Yeah. She wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, so
Gotcha.
I've been here. I've helped her with the tenants.
Right.
So,
So you got that social anxiety of going out into the field and actually going to work for the first time on your own.
yeah.
Yeah. How do you put it? Don't let anybody. Don't let, like, if you get weird looks from people, don't pay attention to them. Don't, just ignore them. Don't even bother with them. If you feel uncomfortable around somebody, move. Don't let them feel like they're interfering in your space or whatever. You know what I mean? Just make sure you're comfortable in all positions. Remember, they hired you, but they have to give you your comfortability as well. And you'll find yourself in there. It'll take a couple days to get used to getting in, settled in. But once you get settled in, you start getting a feel for it and a rhythm for it. You'll catch your groove. You know what I mean? Because you know that you're there to do work. You know what I mean? And that'll help keep you focused more on what you're doing, instead of worrying about, like I tell everybody, if you worry about what's going to happen, then when you walk into work, you're going to be worried. If you go into work saying, I got the job, I'm good, and I don't have to worry about nothing except for what I got to worry about, what I got to take care of, you're going to go in with a much more up-spirited beat than having to worry about the triggers and everything. Like I tell everybody in our situations, if you really feel that you really want to do something, like me with my anxieties and everything else and my agoraphobia and not being able to leave, yet if I want to go to Walmart and I want something, I tell myself, okay, you know what? We're going to drive to Walmart, we're going to go get what we need, and we're going to come home and nothing's going to happen. And that's exactly what I do. I tell myself that, and I just go and I get what I need, and I come back and I say, see, it wasn't that hard. I try to do little tasks like that. I'm not ready at your level to go right back into the work field and be able to say, hey, I can work with people again. Not yet, myself, but you are. You've put everything in. You've done everything you needed to do to get there. So the best advice I can tell you is walk in with confidence. And I know it's hard to find sometimes, but you know what you're doing now. You know what I mean? They hired you because you have your skill set now to do what you need to do. So just walk in there with a little bit of self-confidence in yourself. No ego, just the self-confidence that you can do what they're going to ask you to do, what they need you to do in there. And let it roll.
don't let them see you sweat.
That's it. No worries. As much as I know that's hard to say, I know it's almost impossible to say, don't worry about the anxieties. Yeah, okay, with people like us, yeah, okay, thanks. That means a lot. I know. But, I'm not saying you're not going to probably be able to fight off the anxiety part about it, but try to take away from the negative feelings that you have about it of what might happen while you're in there, and instead try to flip it more towards the positive of, I already got it, I just have to go in there tomorrow and do it, I got it then. And it might calm you down a little bit and calm the anxiety down, just looking at the positives of, you did get it, you have achieved everything you've been working towards, you know what I mean, you're there. Now you just got to go in tomorrow and just perform and do what you do and do your job, and you're good.
Yeah. She's put in a lot of time and energy.
Yeah, she has.
Getting where she's at. It's 2009 is when she started school.
Wow.
And she took a year off because we were going through some crap with our altars, and then she got right back into it.
Well, Jess, I know since I met you now, since last month, I mean, you created all this, put all this together with Jamie. You've built up a legion on here. I don't know if you know that. You've already got me up to 100 subscribers by people following our groups and conversations.
It's worldwide.
It is. It's growing. It's growing so well. And like I said, and I told Jamie, and I don't think I got a chance to really talk to you one-on-one. You started something that most people wish somebody would have stepped up and been able to start. And maybe because you did get the degrees and everything, and you living with this, you were able to put this all together and start all this. You know what I mean? So you still got all this to look back on too right now that's going on. You can say, hey, listen, if you don't think I know how to do my job, this is what I started, and have them bring them out your old YouTube family, and we'll put up fucking messages for Jess. Hey, yo, this is all started because of her. Don't knock her and think she can't do what she can do. Be damned if you're going to sit there and knock our girl. Worked her ass off through a disorder and be able to pull it off. And not only before she got into the field, she was able to pull this off too on here. Now, Jess, I give you a lot of compliments in a lot of areas because you did do it. You did. You built it. And now you got your own career you're going out into, which you're going into a lot more open-minded than most psychologists are, because you already know what it's like to live like this. And you have this whole online YouTube family now you've built up in a month that everybody's, you know, no matter who friends who or who goes where, we got our own little group that's there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's already found it with each other. I mean, I found it amazing the way everybody reacts to each other so fast, and the little groups started to click here and there, and everybody started going off on little groups here and there. I was like, wow, this blew up like over in a month's period. This thing is like blown up. Like, what are you doing? And then I'm sitting there going, well, I know Jess is tied up with going to school. She's finishing up. She's got to run them 12-hour shifts and everything else. We'll just keep it going. Why stop it? I mean,
No, people were waiting for this. They were waiting for it.
oh my, there's so many. And in between, like, how many people have to get caught, but you know how them people feel them comfortable zones around certain people. You know, with us, it's mostly about trust. And then that's how you know you can open up to somebody, is when you start to begin to feel that trust factor. And luckily, with the main group that we've had between us, Jamie, and Marvin, we've basically been on the same page and running all the same conversations the same way, keeping them question-based, oriented, you know, and that's it, you know, trying to keep the spirit alive for it. Like I told everybody else too, I said, even when I do these now, I keep my all my spiritual, religious, political, all of them beliefs, I leave them aside for my videos, and I try to focus more on the actual, you know, helping people when I'm here, you know, with advice that I might be able to help them with certain things that they might not be able to figure out, where I might have already, you know, I consider us all, we go through our stages of where we're at in our disorder. Some of us are more aware and awake to our disorder to other people who aren't, and if I can help try to shed some light on trying to help them see something more inside them to help them connect, you know, and that's a great thing, you know. So
Thank you, Jessica.
yeah, I mean, really, I think a lot of people said it.
Idea. I just wanted to help everybody. I know how hard it was for me to go find a psychologist that out here that actually believes in DID, and I actually had to talk to myself, and there was nobody else out there to talk to that was going through the same thing. So that's what had me come up with this idea.
Right.
And Jamie, I had like we talked back and forth for like a year, and I I was like one of her first subscribers, and then the idea just come to me. When I go to her, she wants to do this with me, and bam.
Yeah, you sucked in everybody.
I didn't know there were so many people out there.
Oh, yeah. Well, guess what? Neither did I. That's how bad it is, how bad the idea is hidden, and people have to hide from it. That when you finally put something up, everybody came running because all these people were lost, looking for help, or looking for somebody to connect to, or somebody to talk to, who would understand them. And that's exactly what happened. And when everybody's seen it, anybody who's been suffering, when you're suffering and you see something somewhere where there's a release for pain, you're going to go running there to go get it, and talking with other people who live like you do is a way. It's more of a release of pain than a lot of painkillers can do in themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what it's grown to. Everybody comes in, everybody talks, everybody tries to communicate. What's the differences between us? How does everybody see this versus that? How does everybody? Is there anything anybody feels? Like certain holding them down. Like is something holding them from feeling like they can move forward? But them hurdles that we all reach sometimes where we feel like we're stuck and we can't move forward. We're
I'm gonna
caught.
get over one of those because with me working, my normal thing is the social anxiety, and when I get into that, working, part of me wants to escape.
Uh-huh.
Social anxiety is like escape it.
That's one of the hard parts is when you get that fear and you get stuck. You want to go forward. You want to fight to go forward because you know what you want, but that fear is stuck in the back of your head, like in the back, won't let you go move. It's like it controls the body and everything.
You have to push past the anxiety,
Yeah.
feel it, push past it, and go on.
Well, that's what I've started to do little by little now. As I try to move on to things, I take a deep breath, I stop, I say, you know what, you're going to be fine, just go. And I just go, and then I'll figure it out when I get there. When I get there, I'll see what happens. If I can't handle it, I say, okay, bad move, and I'll go back. You know what I mean? It's like, no harm done. I went and tried it. That's the thing that I have to start realizing inside myself. You can't say you can't do it if you haven't done it yet, and there's a lot of things that I haven't got to do yet because, I haven't done anything really yet. Just getting there, I feel like, with everything in my life. And it's hard. They make it sound simple. The doctors you talk to and everything, they make it sound simple. I saw the saddest thing today. I saw a video of two kids mocking DID. And I was like,
Were those two girls dancing in the street?
no, this one was it was a girl with a clipboard standing outside explaining what the idea was, asking, and then her little brother was in the basement acting like all the different altars. And I was like, that's kind of like, it's just sad, that's all.
Yeah.
I mean, is that what they want the kids to see on these YouTube videos? That that'll probably get like 3 million hits, where we get like 20, 25.
Yeah.
They'll go get 3 million hits. Then the people who are trying to express everything and really talk about it go and get the 20, 25 hits. So it really makes you feel like sometimes like I know I only do this channel for myself and for the others that really follow along with everything in the family that's building. But other than that, I don't have anything stupid on my channel. I don't have anything for anybody to laugh at. I don't have any goofy stuff, I don't have any jokes. I'm not showing any video game cheats or anything. So my channel's oblivious, except for the people that are surrounded me that are actually a part and, that we've built like this little YouTube family with.
Well, I done that astrology, but then I thought, everybody is doing that astrology. They're reading from the same book that I've read, and they're doing the same darn thing. So I don't want to do the same thing. Why don't I just do it from experience? So how many times can you say the same thing?
That's the thing. I mean, it's like you get the same repetitious knowledge over and over and over and over and over again, and technology changes all around us, and all these things change around us, but yet all the same belief systems still stay the same. And it's kind of like, whoa, can we stop for a second and take a look at everything? Because it's some of this shit ain't working still yet, you know? Like, can we kind of like relook at the other things instead of just killing each other with wars and shit? You know, that's just my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah.
When you have DID, every day is an adventure.
Oh yeah.
Every day.
You never know what you're going to do. You can't plan nothing. Like, we planned to do this earlier in the day, but it didn't work out because we changed and done several different things. So.
I don't plan for any. I try to plan. Well, I purposely plan everything on the later hours because I know I sleep during the day, and I don't even try to plan anything for early afternoons or anything like that, or anything in the before 12 o'clock, because I won't make it. Then I know I won't.
I hardly sleep. 3-4 hours a night.
Last night was weird though. I slept like I kept on waking up every hour. Every hour I was waking up. Every hour I was waking up. Every hour I was waking up. And then as I finally go to sleep, my wife's alarm clock went off because the kids all had to get up for school. She's got to get up for work. They start at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, oh man. I said, all right, I'm gonna go to sleep. You know, I'll roll over, go to sleep. There's still time. I couldn't go to sleep. So about 9 o'clock, I actually came up here, and I got the bed set up back there for me for when I want to lay down when I'm meditating. And I just decided to lay down there, and then finally I woke up, I think, around 1:30 this afternoon, and I was like, oh, okay, I got some sleep. I'll be looking for a good night's sleep tonight.
I think I sleep too much.
Oh, I sleep. I can wake up and stay up for 12 hours and then go to sleep and sleep for 12 hours and then be up for 12 hours and then, you know, sleep for 14 hours. And I have no idea what's going on because when I wake up, I can't remember anything. I just remember laying down and going to sleep and waking up. There's no, like, pause, dreams, or recollections of any dreams or anything. It's just like, it's like time just passed and here I am, I'm awake again. That's what it feels like for me.
Yeah, I don't dream. If I do, I don't remember what they are.
Yeah. When I wake up, I'm blank. I'm just like, okay, I remember going to sleep last night. That's the last thing I remember, you know?
There was a question you asked last week, Carolyn, about remember I asked you about the religions, but I never got to answer the darn question because we got off on something else.
What religion?
Remember I asked you if anybody had the same religion?
Oh.
Different religions or something like that. But then we got off on some other conversation that I don't remember. I never got to answer that part of the question.
Right.
So I would like to say that one of me is Christian, one is like Buddhist, and one is Jewish. From that question that was last week.
One is Christian, one is what? The dog's barking. I couldn't hear you.
Buddhist.
Yeah.
And one is New Age.
And what are they? Which is that?
Altars. Leslie's Christian, and Kate is Buddhist,
Right.
and I'm New Age.
What is New Age?
And Destiny's kind of the same, New Age.
What is New Age?
Like, New Age to me is like the tarot cards, and that there's like a and God is all love, and love is all. That's like New Age to me.
I have an agnostic. I think they're both agnostic, but I don't know what the other one is. Never discussed it.
What about you, Joey?
How do I put this? I consider myself, I have no religious affiliation whatsoever. I'm just a human being.
That would be agnostic.
I believe in no book was written by God. I don't believe any book was written by God. I believe they were written by men. I believe the actual Bible was actually written was actually written on purpose to tell the world how to achieve whatever they wanted to achieve through all the old occults of the old knowledges. There's so many things I know about the past of how we got here and how Catholicism and Christianity and all that stuff and the Bible and all that it's actually wow, it's like an anagram. It was the best invention ever of the most psychotic person ever, but basically took this book and said this is the word of God and everybody listened to it, and it's actually like a manifesto for the elites to actually show them how to accomplish these goals to get where they needed to go. It just took them 2,000 years to get there. That's all. That's what I see. And I know it hurts a lot of people's feelings and all because religions touch on so many people's feelings, and I don't want to hurt anybody. I just think people have been misled for so long.
My father was a minister in the Christian church,
Mm-hmm.
and if it was his way or no way. So if that church is the only church going to heaven, I don't want to go there.
Right. I mean, I kind of find it funny that all religions preach, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not do this, that, or the other, love thy neighbor, take care of thyself, blah, 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 and then, all they do is break every single friggin' rule that they ever gave themselves, so you gotta wonder, were they really rules or were they really the outlines for how to...
Well, it's a good guideline. I mean, nobody wants to kill anybody. I don't want to break into your house and rob you. But as far as if you're not going to make it into the kingdom of heaven, you're going to burn in the
I
hell.
You know what broke my faith really? When I was growing up, I had to go to Catholic school. So from 6th to 12th grade, it was all Catholic school. And I remember in 6th to 8th grade, I was an altar boy, and then I just went to Catholic high school. I didn't want to be a part of the church anymore because everything felt so weird in there. Every day, I even got sick at one mass when I was doing service. I threw up on the pastor's robes right in mass. I can remember that too. It's weird. I think I was in like 6th or 7th grade or something like that. But I would always get sick in the church. And I wouldn't understand why, but every time I step into a church, I would really physically get sick. And I had just did a video before about I remember having to do all my confirmation, and then we had to do these 12 steps of the wall or something, some shit. And it felt so wrong doing all that shit back then that, as I see it now, I was like, wow, I would never do that. So, every religion is paganistic. It doesn't matter. They're all founded off paganistic religions anyway. So what's the difference? They're all founded off occult religions from back in the day that people don't even know about because all their writings and everything were all destroyed by Constantine once he decided to make, the Bible the main book, and that was it. Everything else was destroyed. Records was destroyed. They sent out to destroy every single civilization that exists
I think a lot of
Nothing
things
but a
they're
film
lost
on
in
murder.
translation. Lost in translation. Because have you ever been to a party and played that game where you whisper in somebody's ear and then they whisper what they heard in somebody else's ear? By the time it gets around the circle, it's nothing like the one what started. That's the
Yeah.
Bible. It's been translated so many times that it's lost in translation.
Yep.
You mean like through your through your inner voice? I think somebody got the messages through their inner voice, just like Neil Donald Walsh in the Conversations with God, or the Jerry and Esther Hicks, or whoever else. One person writes one book, a New Age series, and they're all saying the same darn thing about it.
Right.
It goes right back to the same thing. You know, how many times can you say, talk about the law of attraction in so many different ways in all these books? How many you got to read? You know?
I found I believe in one thing that'll keep me that keeps me comfortable with myself, and I have no fear or worries about anything. I have ultimate love in my heart for everybody and everything. I have care for anybody. I never want to hurt anybody or harm anybody. I have no desire to inflict on anybody else's life or judge anybody, and I don't expect anybody to do the same with me. And in that, I know that there's something more spiritual than me, but I don't know what it is. And at that, I'll leave it. Then I leave it at that. I don't know. I mean, I call them all kinds of names. I call them, you know, my creator, the divine, you know. I don't know who the hell my creator is, you know. It's like, I don't know. But there's somebody out there that came up with the design. We have a DNA structure. It's so complex in design that makes us who we are that you can't deny it. And every living thing lives, you know. But the question is our realities really real, or are they kind of made up for us? If you know what I mean.
You think you choose your life before you're born?
No. What I'm saying is, like, when your reality is going to really depend on the how you were raised, the community you grew up in, what kind of lifestyle you were raised in. You know, I mean, you take a kid from pure poverty, and then you take a kid from the richest of the richest. You know, and they're going to have two separate realities of each other without even knowing each other. You know what I mean?
Are you talking about how you perceive reality?
Yes.
I think reality is an illusion.
So do I. I believe this whole reality is an illusion. I believe this body and this mind are here for one purpose only. Is just it's like either a test or to keep memory logs or something for when we move on or something. I don't know. Could I not possibly know anything? I don't know anything, so anything's possible. I laugh when people say that's impossible. How do you know? Have you ever seen it? You don't know. You believe in all this stuff you've never seen before, but yet you say this is impossible. I laugh at that one because people all their life has believed in this God that sits above them and watches over them all the time and all this shit, and you've never seen him before, you know? But you believe in him because you have faith. But to believe that the mind can actually do things that people can't explain, well, that's just a myth. Are you fucking kidding me? We're the real people living. We're alive. We're here in front of you showing you that there's something we definitely go through that is real, but that doesn't matter. But the God that you never seen or believed in, he's good, and he's the one who said that we got demons in us or something like that. You know, just keep that shit to yourself, you know? Sorry.
That's all right. It's not a demon. Not a demon. It's a part of you.
I know it is. That's
It's a
the worst part. I'm tired of hearing that people saying that, you know, making a joke out of it, laughing about it. Having no idea what we go through every day. Having no idea what this life is like living.
Do you have friends that are afraid of you because of that?
I have family that's afraid of me. I'm not allowed to see my 2 nephews because of it. My own brother, my own flesh and brother, my middle brother. He's only 2 years younger than me. Only a year and a half, actually. Him and his wife won't even come over and see me and won't bring the kids around me because they don't. He doesn't believe the kids should see me like this.
What do you think it is?
He doesn't know and he doesn't care. He thinks I'm making shit up. He thinks I'm just I just had a nervous breakdown and that's all he believes. He doesn't believe in anything else. He just says it's a nervous breakdown, you know, and you just happen to, you know, you cracked. No big deal. People crack all the time, but I'm not letting you near the kids if you crack. And I'm like, I'm not cracked.
My mom don't believe it.
I said I might be in smaller pieces than you, but I'm not broken. Damn.
Bent a little, maybe.
Yeah.
My mom don't believe me neither.
Oh, my mother, forget it. She's in the psychology field and told me and still doesn't believe me. So, I mean, I got no luck there. Last time I seen her was Christmas.
Well, I still talk to my mom, but
Oh, I don't even talk to her. Not mine. I don't. And the worst part is I have no memories of her growing up either. So this all makes sense now that she's not around because she's not around in any of my memories whatsoever growing up. I have not one memory of my mother at all. It's like the worst when people go, "Hey, you know, you love your mom, right?" You know, well, I don't even know her, to be honest. And when I tried to tell her what happened to me and I tried to get to know her, she just didn't come around anymore and got scared. So, you know, it's like I do have a mother, per se, but I don't have a mother. You know, and my real mother doesn't even give 2 shits about me. You know.
I had a father, but I didn't have a dad.
Luckily, I have it the other way. My father's been on my has been my dad. You know, he's been there through thick and thin. Even though he still doesn't believe everything I go through, lately he's been joking about it. You know, letting loose about it a little bit, and it's been getting more comfortable with him. But he's a very stubborn, old Italian man that just doesn't like to. You know, he believes what he believes. He can't change his mind.
Does your dad believe you, Jess?
I've
No.
thought, but I hadn't really, he hadn't really said anything about it.
But he's seen your video.
Yeah, so he hasn't really said anything about it, you know.
Yeah.
So I haven't really talked.
Probably realizes that if you do have DID, he knows why.
He thinks my mom has it.
Well, yeah, I do too. She's too stupid to realize it.
He used to say to my mom, "With the real Barb, please stand up."
So,
Yeah.
what do you think some of the challenges are going to be at work, Jessica, when you start? You think there'll be some triggers? Maybe some memories?
Huh?
Maybe some memories that you've lost and
The memories that I've lost, I don't remember so
so
much.
what if one of these kids that you're counseling has the same memory you do that you don't remember? Do you think that might trigger a memory?
It possibly could. I would imagine it depends which has been through that or how far along they've progressed. Depends. I know I have abandonment issues.
And those kids have been abandoned.
Emotional abandonment issues.
Those are foster kids. They have been abandoned.
Yeah. But see, I think that makes me good to work with kids because I know how that feels.
Sorry, what?
I know how it feels.
Right.
And that's going to make it easier to relate to them kids than anything. Them kids are going to say, what do you know? And you're going to say, what do I know?
Yeah.
And you're going to open up and tell them, you know, this is what I went through to get here. I've been in your shoes. I was the one who was down like you. And now I'm here to try to help people that weren't there to help me.
Yeah, they're going to know somebody cares.
Huh?
They'll know somebody cares and they're there to listen.
That's it. And, you know, you ever get one of them kids that seems like he's rough or whatever, or, you know, giving you a hard time, just remind them, hey, I'm not one of them kids who went to school and got a degree and just came out here and started working. I had to live like this before I could even force myself to get the degree to come out here and try to help people. I know what you've been through. And that's going to make somebody feel so much more different because they can relate. Because I've always had that problem. When I went into the little counseling sessions, the person who would be running the council, I'd be like, listen, did you ever actually just go to school and get your social degree and all that and just come in here and start doing anything? Because when you talk, you sound like a fucking idiot. You know, like I would get mad. Because they would be telling you, like, you got a whole bunch of people in the room that are all suffering. Half of them were coming off of drug addictions and stuff like that. And, you know, because that's where mental disorders get stuck. You get stuck with drug rehabs for some reason. I don't know why they consider it a thing. But, and I was like, she was going on, she's like, you need to think positive and you need to push light this way and you need to do. I was like, bitch, do you know anything about pain? They can make you feel it. You understand that they feel it, you know, but you don't know shit. Have you ever had everything taken away from you and not know what to do next? Have you lost everything you've ever had and wake up to not knowing anything and understanding a goddamn thing that's going around you? Do you know what that's like? If you don't, shut the fuck up. You know, like it was them people that they were hiring. They were getting these kids, taking them out of fucking college, giving them a psychology degree, sticking them in school, and saying, "Okay, here, now go ahead." You know nothing about the disorder. Now I have to sit here and now I have to explain to you what I lived through, which you were already supposed to learn in school so you can help me. But no, now you didn't even really. If you didn't learn about it, if anything, you probably don't even believe it. So now I got to explain everything to you so you can try to help me. No, I'm not doing that. So, you know, that's why I'd rather deal with. You know, that's why I think Jess has to step up above the other therapists and the other people she'll be working with because she has the previous experience of living like that.
She's going to be great. She is.
Yeah, they seriously need that out here. There's a lot of drugs and alcohol and schizophrenia, what they deal with.
Right. So.
It's silly because they need that. And I've tried to tell them that you need different groups for different things, and they don't have any kind of training for it.
Are they like teenager kids?
They won't let me do it, so.
No. Are they teenagers or?
She said between 10 and 18.
10 and 18. Yeah, you got the teenage crowd. I seen a group of them that they used to be in the same. They used to run a children's group. Them kids. Don't let them. The kids today, they go in there. Don't let them try to push you around. Don't let them intimidate you. Never show any fear to anybody. Because if you show fear to one of them, you know how that works. They know they can psychologically get into your mind. Remember that. These kids are good at that shit. I've watched them. They're good at head games. They like to play around a lot in the head with their therapist and all kinds of shit. But you growing up and knowing what goes on, you can feed right through the bullshit and tell them right, straighten them right out. And don't forget to do that. You know, I know they say the counselors have certain guidelines and rules on how they can interact with the kids and all, but don't let them use that to ploy into your head and feel like you can't tell them, listen, I know what you're doing. It ain't going to work. You got the wrong one. I've been here and done that. So you can keep on smiling and think it's funny, but I already know what it is, so it doesn't even matter. You can keep going because it ain't going to bother me. You know? And make sure you just shrug them off in a way where it's like you care, but you ain't going to let nothing bother you. Don't let them get under your skin and try to eat you. You know what I mean? They get a kick out of that shit, these kids, some of these kids. They get a kick out of eating into other people because they have that self-hate inside of them, and the only way they know how to get rid of that self-hate inside is to take it out on somebody else. And you know this as well as I do, working and just learning in the field. That's how we are. When you hold so much anger and aggression inside, that anger and aggression comes out on the next victim that comes into that person's life. So, you know, you gotta stay a little firm there too. Oh, it's like a parent role. You know, you gotta keep firm with them still and still keep them in line. You know, you're there to help them, and that's it. You know, that's it. You're there to help them. You're not there to take their abuse or to deal with their shit or anything like that. And there's no reason why you should. You know, not the shit that you have to deal with them because they're dealing with other things, but you know, I would show them right off the bat. I'll respect you. You respect me. We'll have a great relationship. That's all. You know, just show me respect, and I will show you all the respect in the world, and we'll have a great, you know, working with each other. Because I'm not going to deal with disrespect.
Don't let them emotionally manipulate you at all.
Exactly.
Because knowing what they're going through, knowing what you went through, it would be kind of easy for you to empathize.
Sure. All they need to do is kind of find out what they'll start talking about, all kinds of shit, just to find out what'll trigger you, and then they'll use it against you. You can't let them see that. You cannot let them see that one. If you get triggered, you gotta kind of hold it together and try to like let anybody see your trigger. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the hardest part of it all. The hardest part of it all is realizing if you do trigger, kind of hold back and say, you know, I got this. I got this. Just tell yourself you got it. You'll be good.
If they trigger Leslie, she's going to tell them how it is.
Maybe.
She would.
I don't want to get in trouble, though.
Oh, I couldn't work in that field. I'd be beating their head, banging their heads against the walls.
Oh, I couldn't work in that field. The first kid that walked up to me and said, "What? Are you kidding?" I'd smack him in his face. Just go sit down, kid. You know, who are you?
I could run a boot camp, but I couldn't work on what she's doing. There's one of the tenants here that's got a daughter that's just out of control. And she has me come back there sometimes and talk to her. And I talk to her like a redheaded stepchild, and she straightens right up.
I mean,
Cats don't even listen to me.
huh?
The cats don't even listen to me. To her, they listen to my daughter, but they don't listen to me. What's that tell you? I'm the easy one.
Oh man. So you start tomorrow
Oh, Monday.
or on Monday? Okay. That's cool then.
Still doing quizzes.
Now, is this considered internship?
I don't know. I have to talk to him more about it.
Because from what I
The woman who interviewed me, that's how I took it, but I want to get more clear on it.
right, because that's what I heard, that it's like right after you come out, and you do 3 years in school, and then you're supposed to do what, 1 year internship for working for like one of the bigger companies or bigger fields, and then you can go on your own and go with whatever practice you want.
It's 1,500 hours, isn't it?
That's 1,500 hours, which I can start at right now. I started on my first ABA class, and I'm in my second ABA class. I have 5 years from my first ABA class to complete my master's degree credits and my 1,500 hours worth of field work before I can go get my VCBA certificate, certified. And I have 2 years to pass that test. So I can get it all done in like probably 3 years and then take the test. So a BCBA is a board certified behavior analyst. That would be working with kids and analyzing behavior.
But you're going for the full psychology degree. That's what the master's degree will get you, right?
It would be a master's degree in psychology, but my certificate would be board certified behavior analyst.
Right.
Like a clinical psychologist, right?
Still do counseling.
No. It would be board certified behavior analyst. But to be a clinical psychologist, I would have to do a different kind of field work, and I would have to be certified. I think it's each year I would have to pay a fee, and if I moved to a different state, I would have to retake the test.
Okay.
With the CBA, I don't have to take the test every time I move to a different state.
Right. Who told me that? I don't know.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
The BCBA, you can go into all kinds of different areas. You know, you can go to the school system, you can go into...
Right now is when you choose which direction you're going.
Yeah, I'm going to see how everything is, and if that's what I want to do. If not, because if that's not what I want to do, as a BCBA, that I'm going to go with the clinical psychology. I would still have to do field work and still have to take the test.
And you could have your own practice too, right?
With either one of them.
With either one?
With either one of them. But I want to help abused women and children. Is what I really want to do, and do some family counseling. Eventually, that's what I really want to do.
Yeah.
What I feel like I'm called to do.
No, that's a good field.
I'm going to see how I feel at this job and how I feel doing the behavior work and all that versus what clinical psychology would do. But either way, it's all experience. I'll still be needing this experience to do clinical psychology as well. So, you know.
Might as well get it out.
Yeah. I just need to get hands-on experience. Like, I have all this knowledge and crap, but it's like, you know, what am I doing?
Yeah. I think I went to I had to do something to get something removed off because I didn't even know. When I woke back up, I had a student loan for a year because I had supposedly took a year college courses on Phoenix Online to become a teacher.
Yeah. She
And
was.
I didn't even know I did it. And they sent me this bill for like almost $10,000, and I was like, yeah. And I wrote them the letter. I told them I'm on disability for mental reasons, and they said, "Oh, okay. If you sign this paper with your medical documents, we can." They have a thing for disability claims that if you have any kind of college funds that you owe and you go on disability because your disorders are too bad, that they'll actually remove your student loans because you can't make money from your education.
Wow.
So I got lucky on that one. I didn't get stuck with that huge bill left over from doing something I didn't even know I did.
$1,000 debt right now, just from what she's done.
A what?
You got a $50,000 debt right now from
Yeah.
school.
But you're not working?
No, I hadn't been working. No, I went to University of Phoenix and got my associate's degree, and then I'm getting my bachelor's degree 16 weeks away from that at Kaplan.
Okay.
Kaplan is a lot better. I like that they have seminars and interactive, and I just like it a lot better.
I think I had a hard time. My hard time was, like I said, I hardly remember doing that for that year, but I do remember the way like it was kind of set up and stuff, and I don't remember all the classes that I had to take and everything like that and stuff like that I did, but there were online manuals you had to read and all this stuff, and I can't do that. I've always had to learn in some kind of classroom structure, you know what I mean? Like, I've always needed that classroom with a teacher in front of me showing me. You have to show me stuff. I can't just learn by you talking. That's why even watching some of the videos, like when I'm learning on YouTube, when I'm searching on my videos and all my authors are looking for information on certain topics, if I go on and it's like a radio talk show interview instead of like a regular visual video, I can't listen to that. I can't sit there and listen to that. It drives me insane. Like I can't even watch these after they're done. They're too long. You know what I mean? Of us just talking. We're sitting here talking. It's cool and everything, but I don't go back and rewatch the videos after we're done. Just like I don't go back and rewatch my own videos. You know, and it's just for me, it's weird. You know, I go sit there and watch myself for an hour and a half. You know, that's I'm not gonna do it.
I see your cat.
Yeah. Another girl. What's up, another girl? Yeah. Oh, Snow, you two over there.
How many cats is there?
Two. They're both getting old now. They're.
Jess is crazy cat lady.
No. I think that's you about now.
Almost. I think. I can remember. I think she might be around 10 or 11 years old now. I forget when we got her. My wife knows their ages. I don't.
Does anybody have any questions there?
No, I was trying to think about that, you know, because I'm doing this one Friday, and I was trying to think, yeah, I don't have a question list for people. This is going to be fun.
You're doing one Friday
Yeah, I got one Friday night at 9.
at 9 your time?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be 6 here.
Yeah, that's why I did it, so it would be, hopefully, everybody will be done work Friday night, and whoever wants to come will be on, so.
You could send him this list, Jessica.
Okay. Yeah, that's I
This
got
is
two of them. I got the one I made and one that Angie had.
oh, and
Yeah, if you guys want to do that and you want specific questions that you still want answered, send me at least like 5 questions, and then we can all give it a nice little round time for whoever's going to be there Friday night. Which, if it's anything like Jamie's was last week, there were people trying to get in after it had already filled. So
didn't they set that up to get more people in than 10?
I don't know. That's what I'm going to try to figure out when I run mine. I've never done one before, so this is gonna be fun for me.
There's more than 10 at my family reunions. I mean, they do these on Google.
Do they?
There's probably 20 or 30 of them on there.
As I'm saying, there has to be more room or something, so I'll figure it out. I'll play around with it, and hopefully I can get it, but if not, oh well. We'll work with what we got for now. That's why we're doing the multiple. Everybody's trying to take a day to do a chat, you know what I mean? So at least there's something there for people, any day,
Okay, I got one here on my list. Do you doubt you have alters, or does your alters doubt they are real?
No and no.
Yeah. No and no.
Because I'm the only one that does that then.
We were back and forth with that for so long.
I went through that.
I went through it, yeah. I mean, I think we all go through that stage when you don't know who's real, what, when you're trying to figure it all out when you first, get it. I'll say it this way: when you start to get conscious of them being there, there's the consciousness of them being there, and then there's the co-conscious of being able to work with them. And then beginning stages when everybody just become conscious of each other, that's a war zone that was a war zone for me. I don't know about everybody else, but that was a war zone.
Yeah. For a while it is.
And then when you finally start to piece things together and you start to take the time to really devote to yourself, and some people find the right therapist, some people don't find therapy at all, and that's where you see a lot of the people coming around now that are coming around and joining the groups. They haven't found anything to work for them and they're lost still. Me, I found therapy within myself. It was the only way I could find it. But luckily, my therapist had taught me, she taught me when I first started seeing her about really how the DID works, how to be able to communicate, and she taught me how to put myself under self-hypnosis. So that has helped immensely with me just taking care of myself now, because I can put myself under self-hypnosis and be co-conscious whenever I want.
Isn't that the coolest thing? I do that.
Yeah, I kind of mastered that after I learned how to do it. After they taught me how to do it. I don't know why they don't teach people how to do that anywhere. You can hypnotize yourself within 10 seconds.
Just relaxation.
That's it.
Yeah.
You just relax, you count back, and you just fall into this slumber, and everybody seems to wake up for you, and you can talk, and you're like, you can be awake, you're not asleep, but you can be awake and actually hear them and talk to them, and that's what I learned how to do, and that's what I do all the time now. Is I just constantly stay in a relaxed state, so they're always available. It's only when something happens does an individual one need to come out. Like I told my wife, I said, I'm never worried about anything when I'm home alone with the kids, because if anything ever happens and there's an accident or something like that, I know my alters know what to do and to take care of them, to get them to the hospital if they need to get there, or any kind of emergency or whatever. I know they know how to take care of everything and do everything. So I don't have to worry about being stuck or confused, because they automatically jump in the driver's seat and it's like, we got this, just hang in there, hold on, until it's all done. It's like, what the hell just happened? And then it's like a little review of, okay, Joey, sit down. We're going to explain to you what just happened in the last 3 hours.
Do you lose time?
Oh, all the time.
Do you?
Yeah, I'll go through like, well, for example, the last 2 days, I can't remember. I've been making videos. Just today, I woke up and I decided to do. I decided to download a new software for the video camera, and I made a video with that, to see how it would look. So, other than that, I've been scrambling for the last couple of days, and just in and out, in and out. You know, I don't know. That's the problem. It's I can say you know, and I don't even know.
I know when they're there. Jessica knows when they're there. She knows when mine are there.
Yeah?
She encountered a couple of them yesterday and today.
You know when they're there. You
Me
just
too. Sometimes I know when mine are there, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't know who I am. So,
yeah, I've been there with that. I don't. Sometimes I just won't know who I am. I'll sit there and I'll be like, oh shit.
but then I'll ask myself, and then a voice comes out and tells me.
It works almost the same way for me. Like when I get confused, then I'll be like, I don't feel like Joey. Like I'll know it. Like as soon as they'll know it, you know. And even I know what they're feeling in a way from the background, and they'll be like, I don't feel right, or they'll start. I'll be sitting here, and all of a sudden, my body will just go off, and it'll feel like a click, and all of a sudden, there's a different person inside the body looking around the room, checking everything out, looking around, and I'm like, you know, we can talk, you know, if you want to talk, instead of just controlling my body and looking around the whole goddamn room, you know. And you feel them in there. You can actually feel them with you. I don't. That's one of the weirdest things that I have, is I can feel myself with them. You know, it's like almost like you're really standing next to somebody having this goddamn conversation with them, and they're real. They're a real person right next to you. It's like you know, even sometimes I find it hard to believe, but you know, the more you try to deny it, the more real it becomes.
Right.
Like I already went through them phases. That was the first phases I went through, was the denial. That I don't have this. This isn't real. This can't be real. You know, I must be making this up. People are telling me I'm making this up. I got to be making this stuff up. And they sit there and go, yeah, you keep on believing that. And I said, I will. And I'm sitting there having this conversation in my head, disputing the argument of that I don't have this.
Yeah, she blamed me. When hers first come out, I got the blame for that.
I got a text when I woke up. I was told I was not even supposed to be here.
Oh. We were doing some role-playing thing. That's when mine came out. Doing something to spice up our love life, and we were doing role-playing, and that's what started that whole thing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And then I didn't even know if it was real or not.
Right.
For a long time, I thought, okay, it was all made up. Okay, let's stop playing this game now.
Yeah.
And I isolated myself in a tent for a year. Figure out what was real and what was not.
Right.
There was voices coming out of my mouth, so that's how I figured out what parts of me were real and what parts of me were not.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's like me.
That.
The last year now, I haven't left. I've slowly moved from my bedroom to my attic. Well, I started in my computer office, then I moved up to my bedroom, and now I'm up in my attic. Now the only thing that's coming up now is the summer's going to be coming soon. You know, the warmer weather's going to be coming, so I got to move everything back downstairs to my bedroom again now. So I got the air conditioning in my bedroom, so I don't have to sit up here and have to sit in 130-degree weather. You know.
Yeah.
Does it get hot there?
Well, up here in the attic it will, and it usually hits high 90s usually.
In Jersey, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get 110 and 120.
Nah, we don't get that because we don't get you're in Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, we don't have that dry air. We have that real humid, sticky
Oh, I know. Oh,
air.
wow. I came from Indiana. You walk outside in the mornings like somebody threw a wool blanket over you, wet wool blanket.
It's disgusting.
And we don't have the humidity. Well, we do have humidity from, what is it, July to September?
Nah, we are like our hottest days and for like July and August.
Mm-hmm.
You can go outside. You don't even have to. You don't even have to exercise. You can walk to your car and be drenched in sweat.
No, I'm drenched in sweat all the time.
So I love being by the air conditioner. I hibernate during the winter because I can't stand the freezing cold, and I hibernate during the summer because I can't stand the extreme heat. So I need to move to where it's somewhere where it's like 70 all year round, by the ocean.
San Diego,
No,
ideal temperature. Average year-round temperature in San Diego is 72.
I want to go move. I want to go move to the island somewhere and go live on a house on the islands.
The average year-round temperature here is 88. That's an average of the cold days and the hot days. But we have 359 days of sunshine.
You've got DID, don't you?
That means only 6 days when it rains.
You're getting me.
Damn.
She's getting DID.
She really does.
Her name's Beach. Her other part's Raven. This is Beach. Oh, she's gonna get me. Nobody could have her but me because she is nasty.
Oh, that's the one that was up here on my chair. Every time she goes to lay down and she's like she'll go lay down in my son's room and my son will be on the bed and he's like, "Can you get Nala out of my room?" And everybody will be like, "Joey," I'll be like, "What?" And be like, "Nala has to be moved. Nobody will touch her because she'll bite them."
Yeah.
Hopefully I can pick her up.
When she took her to have her spayed, ready to take her back to get her stitches out, and the lady brought her back out after taking her stitches out, she said, "Don't ever bring her back here."
Yep.
She
I
said
think she might be possessed, actually. I'm like, I mess with her and say, let's get the demon out of you. She starts yelling at me, and her tail starts swishing up and down. And then I put my hand on her and say, I'm sucking the demon out.
And-
Don't bite me. No, she loves me, though. We play like that all the time. Very sad. All these cats around here.
Hmm.
Many of them. Anybody want a cat?
No, I already have two dogs, a lizard, a snake, and God knows what else is in this house that I don't even know about.
I wonder if a lot of people that have the idea have cats.
I think they have some kind of animal because the animals will give you unconditional love no matter what.
Yeah.
And, you know, being DID, the worst part of all is the loneliness part and not wanting to be judged and just wanting to have somebody to talk to. And, you know, that's where pets are awesome. You can sit there and tell them all your feelings, and they're not going to judge you. They're not going to tell anything back. They're not going to stop you. They're not going to, you know, call you.
You know? No kidding. They'll piss right on you. I had one piss on my head.
Oh, well, there you
I was
got it.
standing on top of the refrigerator, and he pissed down on my head.
I've never had that happen. I can't say that I've had that one happen.
Well, he has FUS, and he can't help that he pees everywhere.
Yeah.
He was just
I'm
here.
gonna piss on my head that day, so I had to get in the shower.
Well, I guess it is true. It's better to be pissed off than to be pissed on.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got so many cats. I don't know.
That's why we have them. I think there was the unconditional love he was talking about.
That's
Yeah,
it.
That you
You always
needed.
have that company.
Yeah, you needed that,
I did.
and you were never allowed to have it.
Oh, yeah. From my mom, I always wanted my mom to just love me. Like I always felt like I had to work for it or something. I don't feel like it so much now. I've worked past all that, but
They're pretty crabby.
my mom,
Yeah, you come home bitching about her all the time.
sometimes, yeah, but we work it out.
I'm the same way with my dad. Yeah, when I was growing up, my father literally beat the living shit out of me because he wanted to make a fighter out of me. He believed that everything that happened to me was going to make me too feminine and everybody was going to pick on me, so he decided to start kicking the shit out of me so to toughen me up so I could start fighting on the street. Which I did because that's where I grew up in the city. That's what all the kids did. It was a strength of power out there. You know, everybody fought to survive out there. And I hated my father from that. I never wanted to be, I didn't want them beatings. I never deserved to get my ass kicked like that. There was no reason for it, in my eyes at that time. And I can remember when I was probably about maybe 17 or 18 years old, he had a heart attack and he was in the hospital for 9 days. And they weren't sure if he was going to live or die, and I refused to go to the hospital. And I was praying outside the hospital that he would just die in it. That's how bad it was between me and my dad when I was growing up. And then I got older. Things,
How do you get over that? Because I can't. My dad's dead, and I can't.
luckily, my father always, well, see, I ended up working for my father my whole entire life because he owned 3 different businesses. So my whole life I ended up working for him and doing things with him. I've only had a couple careers that were outside of the loop, with different people and different owners. But me and my father always worked together, and he always had these expectations for me that were higher than I could ever meet. And really, I mean, when I woke up from all this and everything was over and everything was said and done, and I woke up and I came to the conclusion that I had woken up and that one of my identities is actually called Father's Son. He doesn't have a name. He's a Joey, but he's just my father's son. He's the one that had to grow up with my father. And when I came to all this and I went to settle all the things that were in my life that I felt were hurting me and I needed to get past, when I called my dad and went to sit down and talk to him and explain everything to him, he sat down with me like a man and we went over everything. We sat down, he explained everything to me that was going on back then with me and what he felt was right. It might have not been, but he only did what he thought he was right as a parent back then. There's a lot he regrets, but he can't change. And, he's proven to me that he's a real father. When I need him, he's here in a heartbeat. If I call him and say, Dad, I need you, he's here in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter. It could be 3 o'clock in the morning. He'll be here. I mean, he's just that kind of father, and we built the relationship up back by me forgiving and letting go, and him accepting it too, and understanding where I came from and letting it all out. See, my thing was I was going to tell everybody everything. And if you didn't like it, you didn't have to be a part of my life. But I was letting go of everything. I wasn't holding anything in anymore. I refused to do that. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not going to sit here and hold feelings in and let that eat at me. If I got a problem, I'm going to bring it right out into the open because I don't like holding things in. And I know a lot of people that do. And I guess a lot of people say I'm kind of confrontational that way, but I'm not. If you're going to bring something up to me that seems like it's going to be a problem, I'm going to settle it right there. I'm not going to let it linger, and I'm not going to let it bother me. And that's what I did. And, My brother didn't take it well. He just decided to stay away from me, and I wasn't allowed around his kids anymore. My other brother did the same thing to me, but we developed as we just started to develop the relationship. He just got a job down in Florida, so he just moved down there with his family to Florida. So it was nice to really get things back with him before he left. And then, like I said, my mother, I don't even talk to. And like I said, I don't have memories of her either, so it's not a big deal to me. I've given her 3 opportunities to come back into my life and be a part of my life. And I said, the one thing is that, you know, you have to come over here. I can't leave and come over to your house. It's not going to happen. I'm still in my stages of not being able to go out and be places, you know. So if you want to come here, you can come here and visit because I still feel this is safe in the area for me. But she never wants to come over or calls or anything. So what am I supposed to expect? And I guess that's the difference between me and a lot of other people. I just don't care anymore. You can't change people. You could try to.
You can't
change. You can't change anyone. You can only try to explain, and those who accept it, and take you for who you are, and respect you for who you are, and, you know, get to know you and talk to you. And then there's other people that just don't want to deal with you because you think you're a problem because you're a mental case, and it's ridiculous. It's just it's all the elements of society saying that, you know, we're just nuts.
You have any other questions there? Carol? Amy? Or Joey?
Nah, not really. As a matter of fact, it's almost 12 o'clock, so.
Yeah,
I know.
I know it has to right there.
What is that?
I don't know.
Oh.
Something here, I think. Somebody, you know? I don't know what it was. Huh. Did somebody try to come in?
Oh, no, there's somebody in the chat talking. It's in the room what this is about.
It's coming from this computer because I can see little pictures above the hangout logo that of all of us. It looks like somebody's trying to come in.
That was
I don't know.
that guy that Jamie wants to have on here.
Oh, okay.
Questions? Me and her with him. He's a psychoanalyst.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You want to know what this was about?
Yeah, I seen them. I see the message right there. So.
I don't know. I heard it 3 times, so. Stop.
What?
Do you want to stop?
Yeah, I think we should. He's got to get to bed, and it's late there. 12 o'clock there.
Okay.
Yeah, I just gotta get my window back up in here.
So this is Saturday at what time? Or Friday at what time?
Well, now it's Saturday, 12 a.m. Or no, Saturday. It's not Saturday. Thursday.
Thursday. Tomorrow.
Yeah, it's already. I just turned Thursday now.
At
12 a.m.
12 noon?
12 a.m. It's midnight.
Oh, okay.
These are what, 9 o'clock?
No, I mean the next hangout. What?
Oh no, the next hangout Friday night at 9 o'clock. Yes.
Okay.
My time.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'll see you both later on. Have a good night, and try to keep positive.
Okay.
Okay.
Much love, ladies. Take care.
Oh, you too. You're closing it up.
Huh?
You're closing it up.
Yep.
I need some snack or something.
All right.
All right.
We'll do one next week sometime.
Yeah. Maybe over the weekend.
Okay.
Okay. Love you. Bye bye.